Dealing with rejection as a law student. Okay, so let me just introduce myself first. I'm Shireen, I'm a second year law student, and I've just recently started this channel. I want to share my journey of trying to get a training contract and just trying to qualify as a solicitor. Yeah, so I just want to kind of be open and honest on this channel. I want to share my journey to trying to do that, because I do follow a lot of other law YouTubers and I absolutely love their videos. It kind of like obviously inspired me. At the same time, I want to be completely honest, like this is not easy, and I feel like a lot of the other study tubers, like they just make everything look so aesthetic, so easy. I got this offer, I got this offer. Yeah, it just does not work like that. It's not that easy. It's not as easy as it sounds. So I just want to be completely open and honest and share my whole journey of trying to do that. So yeah, going to be talking about dealing with rejection as a law student. It is such a real thing, and I think a lot of people probably choose to study law without realising it. Obviously you've got a massive whirlpool of competition and it's really hard to make yourself stand out. I just want to kind of share some tips, honest stages of this whole process that I have been through so far. Where am I on my training contract and vacation scheme journey? I have already applied to 10 vacation schemes. I have not got an offer yet. My university recommended us to apply to at least 10, so I've already hit that record, and unfortunately I've been unsuccessful. I'm going to keep applying for more. I was really upset obviously when I first started receiving rejections, as you will be. Can I just say, if you're in the same position, it's completely normal. You are allowed to be upset. You need to move past that stage at some point. Obviously feel it, feel those emotions, that's fine. But then you need to move past it, because you're not going to continue making applications if not, and that is what happened to me at first. I then just didn't really want to make any applications. I've recently just been through a similar phase again after my assessment centre, but now I'm getting back on the ball wagon and I've already put in 2 new applications. I then got invited to an assessment centre, finally, after so many rejections. I was so happy. I went to the assessment centre. I can cover that whole process in a separate video if you'd like. Found out about 3 weeks later that I got rejected. I recently actually had a feedback call. If you do get rejected at the assessment centre stage, by the way, you can always request feedback. I definitely recommend doing that. It does kind of like restate all those feelings of upset, but at the same time it's definitely worth it, because you can find out, actually I went wrong here, and next time if I get invited I'll do this differently, or like, you know what you can change, you know what you need to change, and at least you kind of have a reason, not just a rejection on its own. So definitely request feedback. But yeah, I think now I'm getting to the point where I'm realising that actually rejection is fine. Like, rejection is necessary to know what I need to do differently. If you're a law student, you're applying to vacation schemes, you're applying to training contracts, especially if you're not from a top university, you've not got top grades and everything like that, which I don't have, by the way. Obviously that's kind of why I'm also sharing my journey. Like, I'm not the typical law student, so I thought it was a different perspective to provide for people. When you get that email, it's so sad. I'm sorry to inform you, you have not been selected. It feels like rubbish, like you literally feel like rubbish. It's necessary so that you can improve next time, and I think that's kind of where I'm getting to. Because at the end of the day, if you never failed anything, you'd never know what to do differently. You'd always have everything handed to you on a plate, and you wouldn't even be grateful, or you wouldn't even feel like, oh, I worked so hard for this. I also think it's really key to recognise the importance of patience. Getting a training contract is your whole future, essentially. Where you're going to work, where you're going to train, like where you're going to live, who you're going to be working with. It's not a decision that I think should be rushed. You really need to do your research. Sometimes you just have to wait for things. Like, sometimes you can think that you want something so much and it might not be meant for you. That's okay, and you need to realise that that is actually fine. You've just got to keep going, and if that door opens for you, it's going to open for you and you're going to be so happy. And if it doesn't, there's so many other opportunities open, but it's definitely not as easy as everyone else says. So my next top tip would be that you need to be realistic as well, because realistically, from my experience, when I went to networking events, when I went to the assessment centre, I was one of the youngest people there, but many people were in third year or even postgraduate. Me personally, that's not a position I would like to be in. I think if I don't get one by third year, I will probably steer down a different path, possibly. Maybe I'll keep applying, but I'll definitely want to keep my options open. Yeah, I think you just need to be realistic. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. If you're in first year, definitely don't put too much pressure on yourself. Be prepared, know who you're going to apply to. Don't just think you're going to find firms at random and you're going to apply to them. These applications take a lot of time. They're not as quick as you might think they are. They literally take me days. They literally take me days at a time. Yeah, just be realistic. If you're in second year and you're applying, if you're in third year and you're applying, most people don't get them straight away. Like, you do have to wait. I mean, my overall message from this video is that rejection is fine. It is okay. You just have to pick yourself back up, and it's okay. You have to realise it's okay. It's so competitive that you can't beat yourself up about it, and it honestly makes you more driven as a person. It builds your resilience. If you just got something first time, you're not going to be resilient. You're just going to expect things to be handed to you straight away. But being rejected, you're actually going to have to keep going. Like, you're going to have to be resilient to deal with that and keep applying to more. It could also even be a opportunity to redefine what actually are your goals. What do you actually want out of your life? Do you want this straightforward path, uni, training contract, qualify? Do you want that even? It's definitely made me question it, and I think that's all part of the process. You do have those thoughts, and yeah, you just have to realise it's okay, and I think take it as it comes. Thank you for watching, and let me know if there's any other law related videos